What's up, Heather? Gi- What's up, Heather? Give me 2 seconds. I'll start doing cardio. I just gotta make a couple posts on Facebook and Instagram just to let everyone else know. Because whenever I go live, all the people on the other platforms kind of get cranky with me when they're like, you don't ever give us a heads up. So, I mean, I always try to, but. Oh, Haley, you're so. And Lyndall, of course, I can't forget about you. Hey, Tracy. I'll switch the camera around because last time I streamed, it was so incredibly bright outside. Well, actually, not the last time. I think it was the time before. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I was like squinted like that the entire time. But going for a nice little brisk walk on the neighborhood. Nothing too fancy. You know, I was really contemplating doing cardio at the gym, but lately, a treadmill or a bike or elliptical just is not cutting it. So, like, you know what? The day is beautiful. You know, tomorrow actually gonna be even nicer than today. I might take the Ducati out, but to be honest with you guys, I don't want to, make this into like a bidding war or anything. But my Ducati is actually for sale. So if anyone lives in Edmonton, Alberta, that's watching, I highly doubt anyone is. I'm actually selling my Ducati. The R1, I'm gonna keep the R1 for a little while longer, and the Aprilia is fine too. We'll keep that. But the Ducati, I actually want to get rid of. The clouds look like Switzerland. Oh my god, it would be a dream for me to go to Switzerland. Honestly, anywhere like across the ocean, a plane ticket is like damn near like $3,000. That's the only like bad part. Australia, that is one of my dream places to visit. But I'll tell you what, Australia terrifies me. You guys have snakes everywhere. You guys have bugs the size of my head. I don't know how, like, Australia itself is amazing, but all the dangerous predators and insects and snakes, man, they freak me out. Like, I'm not one to be scared of like bugs or anything, but I'm scared of bugs that'll like send you to the hospital. I think anyone would be scared at that point. Well, the Ducati, I honestly just bought it to just get around. On top of that, I never really owned a Ducati, right? So it was one of those things where I just kind of wanted to test the waters and dip my toe into the Ducatis. And to be honest with you, I actually really like the Ducatis. If anything, maybe next season, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, but next season I'm planning on getting another bike. I might sell the R1 at some point, and the Ducati I'm planning on selling it on the short term here. And yeah, so next year, if I do get another bike, I don't know which one it's going to be specifically. It might be a M1000 or it might be one of the newer Ducatis, because the Ducati that I have is still gorgeous. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it in my videos. It's from 2008 though, so it has no electronics. It has no like rider aids or anything like that. So it's just pretty much like a death on wheels is the best way I could put it. We have bears, yes. We have bears. We have cougars. What else can kill you in Canada? Oh, we have moose. Moose are actually pretty aggressive too. So moose can literally destroy you. You know, that's actually funny. A lot of people say the same thing. Haley, they're like, well, you have to keep the R1 because if you sell the R1, you got to change your name. And I think R1 Villain is like more of a brand than really me being associated like with a bike. You know what I mean? That's just how I've always seen R1 Villain. It's more of a brand than, me being a biker that's so associated with an R1. But maybe I'll keep the R1 for you guys. I don't know if the R1 has a sweet spot in your guys' heart, but I love the R1. I love all the bikes, but I do like to change it up and keep it interesting for you guys. I'm sure you guys like to see new bikes on the channel, right? So, oh yeah, no, it definitely sucks. Do you know the funny thing is, Lyndall? We've been actually getting longer and longer riding seasons. So we ride from, if it's a good year, we ride from, I want to say April, maybe if we're really really lucky, ending of March, and I ride up until like November or pretty much when snow falls on the ground. Like I don't stop riding just because it gets a little cold. I know a lot of people call it quits around September, maybe October once the temperature drops down a little, but so long as you're not doing anything crazy on the roads, you're not taking corners, you're not going around racing, for the most part you should be okay riding in the cold. Obviously it gets, to a certain temperature where, you just probably shouldn't ride. But if it's like just a bit chilly, you can still get on the bikes and ride. The only other thing is riding early in the season during the winter time. Our city puts gravel all over the roads for the snow, right? So, and they don't typically clean up the gravel, I want to say until like June, maybe ending of May. So gravel is incredibly dangerous for a biker because anything on the road can make you slip on a bike. But it just goes back to what I said earlier. If you got a good head on your shoulder, you're not doing anything stupid, you should be okay with riding with like a little bit of gravel on the road. Even if like the roads are still a little chilly, you should be okay, so long as you're not doing anything too crazy or too stupid. What's up, Kayla? Hey, Morgan. Moped. You know the funny thing is, one of my friends has a Aprilia moped, believe it or not, and I rode that thing. And the night that I rode it, I was wearing a tank top, and everyone was laughing at me. All they see is, this guy with muscles. And before, I was actually a little, like right now, I wouldn't even consider myself big. I'm more fit and lean than anything, right? But a couple years ago, I was pretty bulky, and I had, muscles, the size of, I don't know, mountains. Like I was really big. Right now, I'm not too big. But anyways, all they see is this big guy on a moped with a tank top, and all my other friends were, riding crazy fast sport bikes. So no matter where we went, I was always the slowest, and everyone was laughing at me. All the people in the cars and on the sidewalks. So it was actually a fun night. Georgia is beautiful. Honestly, when it comes to the US, I know the more south you go, they have way better prices for homes. Like homes here in Canada, I'm not sure everywhere in Canada, but the place I live specifically, uh, homes are really expensive. Obviously, there are times where the market's a bit lower and you get some better deals on homes, but for the most part, homes here typically look like that. Like these are like, I guess, average homes. They would probably range anywhere between, like I said, if the market's low, in the high 400,000s, and they can go all the way up to like 700,000, give or take, right? It just all depends on the market. Sometimes you get, good deals, and sometimes you don't. It just depends what was done to the house. If there was like a homicide or the house is haunted, maybe you guys can get some better deals. Mopeds are actually so fun to ride. Like riding a fast bike is fun. I'll be the first to admit it, but sometimes you guys, you just don't want to go fast. Sometimes you just want to cruise. You just want to enjoy the ride. You just want to enjoy the fact that you're on a motorcycle, because like, yes, we see a lot of bikers on Instagram and, out in public, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people don't ride motorcycles for a number of reasons, right? Maybe they're a bit too scared, or maybe they don't have the time. And sometimes for me personally, I just appreciate the fact that I'm on a motorcycle and I have the time to ride them, right? So I don't always ride fast, guys. I certainly don't go out and do crazy stuff. Sometimes my head gets the better of me and I, get carried away, but for the most part, I don't really do stupid things on my bike. Average starter home here is 120. Oh my God, Haley. I really need to move there. I'm not American, Tom, no. Texas has amazing prices. Alabama has amazing prices. Honestly, it just depends on buying a haunted house. Okay, so I'll say this. If the house is just haunted by like spirits, I think I would be able to manage it. Like maybe a door opening by itself, or like you hear some noises, I can live with that. But if it's haunted by a demon or something like that, no, I wouldn't be able to do that, because you guys got to remember the demon can possess you, right? So if it's like haunted by a demon, no way, I'm not doing it. But if it's just haunted by like spirits, like peaceful spirits, 100% I'm buying it if I'm getting a good price. Yeah. Yeah, Australia, Lyndall, is more or less the same as Canada when it comes to prices and our conversion rates. Laundry. Laundry is the one thing I don't think anyone enjoys doing. Except for my mom. My mom, you guys, so I'll tell you a little story about my mom. My mom is a clean freak. It's not just one of those clean freaks that she needs everything tidy and neat, which she does, but she genuinely loves to clean. Like, she'll go out of her way to come clean my place. She'll go out of her way to go clean my brother's house, my other brother's house, my sister's house. She just genuinely loves to clean, but she also likes to complain. So she'll clean because she enjoys it, but she'll also complain because, her back hurts, her knee hurts, and so on and so forth. The spirits pay for their half. I mean, the spirits aren't going to be using up any utilities, right? It's not like they're going to be eating or using the hot water or electricity or anything like that. Honestly, you're actually so right, Lyndall. Yeah, so sometimes when I'm having a bad day and it's just like something stuck in my head and I just need to keep myself occupied and keep my head busy, I'll just do random things, and cleaning is one of those things. I'll just even if like cleaning doesn't need to be done, I'll just get up and I'll clean the bed sheets. I'll take everything out of my drawers. I'll wipe them down with Lysol. I'll clean the floors. Just anything to keep my mind busy. So you're actually 100% right. It's one of those things that can relieve your stress a bit. The best thing you could actually do, Tracy, for clothes is actually just let them air dry. Maybe not for all types of clothes, but most, like, I guess if you have like expensive clothes, letting it heat dry is actually pretty bad for the fabric. I mean, I don't personally have too many expensive clothes. I don't really care. But if you have some expensive clothes, a lot of people take them to the what's that thing called where they clean your clothes but without any water or anything like that? Air dryers, is that what it's called? But yeah, sometimes heat is bad for your clothes. Yeah, that's like more or less Edmonton, Franny, 450,000. Yeah. You want to wear my skin like a warm jacket? Bruh, what are you saying? Kitchen cleaning is actually fun, yes. I'll take a bunch of stuff out of my kitchen, especially the fridge and the pantry, and just do that too. But my favorite to clean is probably, I would say, my bedroom. Dry cleaning, yes, that's what it's called. Yeah, dry cleaning. Yeah, I was close. I, I want to hold the camera here while I walk, but my hand gets tired or my arm, so that's why I keep it like down here. A nice little sunset. Let's just check both ways before I cross. I don't want to get hit by a car on live stream. That would suck, wouldn't it? R1 villain got ran over by a semi while he was streaming. I need a selfie stick. That's actually or you know what? Forget about the selfie stick. What I actually need is I actually need like just like a videographer to just follow me around and record. I wonder how much one of those guys cost. Yeah, dogs are a really big responsibility. Like I've wanted dogs pretty much my entire life, but just the fact that they are a pretty big responsibility is like, I guess, not making me want to get a dog. Like cats, I don't know if, like most of you guys probably don't have cats, or maybe you guys do, but anyways, cats are like the easiest thing to take care of. Well, I actually only have one, so it's easy for me, but if you have multiple, maybe it's a bit harder. But cats, 80% of the day, guys, you won't even see them. They go hide, they go do their own thing, they groom themselves, they just stay out of your way. And then the other 20% of the day, they'll come out, they'll drink their water, they'll eat, and they'll come to you for cuddles. But for the most part, yeah, they're gone for 80% of the day. So you don't even have to really do anything. And then the litter box, cleaning up a litter box is like the most easiest task in the world, right? You don't have to let the cats out to go use the bathroom or anything like that. At least for my cat, Zeus is very easy to take care of. Very easy. I'll do it for the smiles. Well, if I go for a run, all you guys are gonna see is this. Do you guys want to see this? Yeah, I don't think you want to see that. That's why I'm going for a little jog. Well, actually, not even a jog. I'm going for a little brisk walk. Morgan, you're too funny. Yeah, dogs like just demand more attention too, right? They're more needy. Most cats, like like obviously not all cats are the same, but I would say typically most cats, they don't really need a whole lot of attention, because I guess domesticated house cats, they're more solitary than anything, right? Like if you get a dog and then you get another dog, introducing two dogs is like so much easier than introducing two cats. Two cats, maybe like if you're super, super lucky, your cat's good, they'll get along. But over half the time, introducing a new cat always results in like fighting between the two, and they're at each other's throats. You got motion sickness? I'm sorry, Nadia. Why is that? You know, a lot of people are actually allergic to cats. Specifically, it's more males than females. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that. So I have a bunch of friends who are allergic to cats, and I can't think of not even one friend of mine that's female that's allergic to cats. That's actually a thing. Like just genuinely think about all the people in your life. I bet you more of the guys in your life are going to be allergic to cats than the girls. You're allergic to... Not sure what that is, sugar. And it's a gorgeous day for a little walk. I barely see anyone going for little neighborhood walks. Do those just not exist no more? I'm like the only person I ever see out walking. Everyone's either... Actually, I barely see anyone even on bicycles. Why doesn't anyone like to exercise anymore? Like, you don't gotta go to the gym and lift heavy weights. Oh, speaking of which, I just remembered actually. So I made a story, I want to say maybe like a week ago. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I made a story and I showed you guys how much I weigh. I weigh 155 pounds, right? So today, I was actually interested in how much I could bench press. So if you guys don't know what bench press is, let me put my water bottle down. Bench press is where like you lay down on the bench flat, right, with your back up against the bench, and then you have the bar above you, and you grab the bar and you do this motion, right? That's called a bench press. Anyways, I was curious because I've always been interested in wanting to bench press double my body weight, which for those of you guys who don't really go to the gym or who aren't really knowledgeable about that stuff, bench pressing your body weight is like an incredible like feat you can achieve like at the gym, right? The weight itself doesn't really matter too much, but just as long as you could bench press double your body weight, you are considered like stupidly strong, right? So I weigh 155 pounds and I managed to bench press well over 300 pounds today, 315 pounds today. You guys have no clue how incredibly proud I was. The entire time, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared I was gonna tear my pec, because I fast for 24 hours a day and I eat once around 8 p.m., which is 8:43 p.m. here. So by the time I get home and I eat, it's gonna be probably almost 10 p.m. But anyways, I managed to bench press double my body weight, weighing 155 pounds, bench pressing over 315 pounds on an empty stomach and fasting for 24 hours. Guys, me just explaining to you the story doesn't do it justice, because after I did it and I had one of my friends record me doing it, I'll show you guys later, I had the biggest and the goofiest smile on my face. I don't think I can remember a time where I was that proud. You love the name for a cat? Mine's Zeus. I actually didn't name him Zeus. I didn't want to name him Zeus, to be honest with you, but my ex chose the name. Gain strength or gain eagers? Not sure what you're trying to say. Yeah, cats have unique personalities. Some are affectionate, some are scared. Well, I guess it's like any animal, right? They all have their own unique personalities. Thank you, Cindy. I was incredibly proud of myself today. What would I name Zeus? Honestly, I like cute names for animals. Like, my ex liked big, ferocious, scary names, you know? Like, I don't say scary, but like names like larger than life. And my cat Zeus, I pretty much, over half the time, I call him Blue. Bloo. Like, I like cute names like that. And I call him Little Tiny. I call him Sherbert. I literally call him every name that doesn't make sense and has no meaning, but it just sounds cute to say. So I would have definitely named him something cute. Like, I call my cat Tinhead. Like, what does that even mean? Tinhead? Really? But yeah, I would name him something really goofy and something really funny like that. But that's probably why I didn't name the cat, right? Because I would have named him something like that, and then everyone would have laughed at him. Yeah, don't be saying stuff like that in chat. You know who you are. I'll give you a warning, but don't say stuff like that, or else I'm gonna have to ban you. Love you too, Olivia. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, a lot of people do name their animals human names. For me personally, I don't think I would ever choose a human name for my pet. Like, a really popular name for a dog is like Milo or like Roger, like just something like that, right? But yeah, I don't think I would choose a human name. Definitely not. Something cute and goofy and just something that doesn't make sense. That would be my choice. Yeah, that's definitely impressive. So I have guys at my gym who weigh well over 50 pounds more than me, right? And if you guys know anything about, just power to weight ratio, the more you weigh, typically the more you're able to push, right? At the gym. So considering the fact that I'm lifting more than guys that weigh over 50 pounds than me, it's quite impressive. But with that being said, it's good to look up to people and it's good to have goals. But at the end of the day, guys, we are all on our own journey. Grow and work at your own pace. You're not really in a competition with anyone. The only person you're ever in a competition with is yourself, right? Like I said, we're all on our own journey and we all grow at different levels and different paces. So just go and work. And this isn't even like, this has nothing to do with the gym. This could be at like anything in life. Just grow at your own pace and worry about your own progress. Like, don't try to compete really with anyone. Competing with someone and looking up to someone are two different things, right? Because when it comes to the gym, a lot of people like to, look at their favorite Instagram models or their favorite influencer that has a incredible physique, right? But a lot of the times, their body might not be achievable for you, right? Who knows what kind of, drugs they're on, right? Who knows what kind of performance enhancers they're taking, right? So for you to be a natural person and to want to look like that person, sometimes it truly is unattainable, right? So that's what I mean. You got to not compare yourself to others because who knows what that person's doing, right? Behind closed doors. I get accused of taking drugs always, and I always tell people I weigh 155 pounds. If I was on anything, I'm getting ripped off. I need to go get my money back because weighing 155 pounds looking the way I do and you're on performance enhancing drugs, that's like you got to be like the dumbest person ever. So but regardless, I don't recommend anyone to go on them. The only people where I would say it kind of makes sense if you're to go down that route, and if if you're someone that knows bodybuilding and fitness is going to be their career, like you just have a unmeasurable like passion towards fitness and bodybuilding, then I could say, you know what, maybe it makes sense. Maybe I guess you can do it if that's your passion, if that's your life, and you know for a fact you want to go down that route, maybe. But if you're just taking that stuff to look good and be the biggest guy in the room or biggest girl in the room, whatever, I think that's like the most foolish thing you can do, because you can achieve a very nice body for like, it's not even that expensive. Like, I'm natural and I have a physique like this, and it's really not that expensive either. Like, I eat once every 24 hours, so you know how much money I save on groceries? I try, Olivia. I definitely try. I'm not the strongest, but I'm always proud of myself. First things first, you have to be proud of yourself and you have to be happy with your own achievements, right? So swimming is absolutely amazing. Anytime I go swimming, I'll tell you this. I could be at the gym lifting weights for 2 hours and I'll feel okay. Like I don't really get tired. But when I was camping and we went swimming with my family, I was only able to swim for like consistently swimming for like 10-15 minutes and I was gassed. And I do cardio always. So it just goes to show that once you step out of your realm and when it comes to the exercise world, you're like, I guess in a sense, thrown in the deep end, right? Like it was a big shock to my body. Swimming or dancing or anything that gets your heart rate a little, guys, is excellent exercise. It doesn't always have to involve you being at the gym and you lifting heavy weights. Anything that gets your heart rate up, gets you moving, is good. That's the first time I'm hearing I have an accent. Like I know I'm brown, but all my friends say you sound white. I've never thought I had an accent. Like maybe a Canadian accent, sure, but is it would you say is it like a Middle Eastern accent or something? I mean, I don't notice it personally. You go on a 2 kilometer run or a hike? Hey Eddie, how's it going? Yeah, well, when it comes to the cardio side of things, guys, um, I can't just be stuck inside of a gym doing the same old cardio, right? So it's one of those things. I don't like to do cardio. I'll be the first to admit it. But if I am gonna do cardio, right, I guess I'm gonna try to make it as enjoyable as I possibly can. That's why I love streaming with you guys. I love talking with you guys. I've been streaming for I don't know why it says 30 like 33 minutes. I've been for sure streaming longer than this. But anyways, just do your cardio and do something that's gonna get the time moving faster. Like I mentioned, I think it was my last live stream. Watch a movie, go on Netflix, play your favorite TV show. Go on TikTok and scroll, just something, right? Cardio is really boring and time consuming if you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. Yes, cardio is terrible, but if you could find something that gets your mind off the cardio itself, then cardio is really not that bad. It really isn't. Now, intense cardio, I could see intense cardio being bad, but I mean, I have a shredded 8 pack and I don't ever do intense cardio. I just always, I either go for like neighborhood strolls like this, I either do the seated bikes, or sometimes I'll go on the treadmill and I'll put it at a slight incline and walk. Like I never run when I do my cardio, so I'm never doing intense cardio or high volume or anything like that. It's just always light cardio for me. Some people might need the intense cardio though, right? I always preach to people, your body is way different compared to other people's. So you gotta find what works for you. For me, walking around the neighborhood, doing some light cardio like this works for me. It may not work for you, right? We're all different shapes and sizes. We're all different, at different levels in our fitness journey. We're all different heights, different everything. So you just gotta find what works for you. Watch live at 4 a.m. Thank you, Tracy. We all appreciate you. We hope you're having a wonderful day too. I'm in Canada. I'm not in America. It's the Canadian accent, eh? I'm not even sure if I say a lot. I don't really catch myself saying that. But yeah, when it comes to the accent, all my white friends say I sound like one of them. They're like, you definitely, they tell me I don't have a fob accent. And for those of you guys who don't know what a fob is, it stands for fresh off the boat. So if someone has a thick accent or they're new to Canada or any region, people call them fobs. Fresh off the boat. Spin class and a heavy bag, that's one thing I would love to get into. Hitting the bag or a punching bag or something. Just pretty much getting into something a bit more physical, like jiu-jitsu or MMA or wrestling. I've always wanted to get into something like that, but it's one of those things. Andrew, quit spamming that, bro. Else I'm gonna have to time you out. Yes, I'm single, Eddie. And thank you. You're too sweet. You're a Bay accent? No. I've never been to California. I would love to though. Definitely. Yeah, I'm single. Unfortunately, I am. Or maybe it is not unfortunate. Maybe fortunately, I'm single. Well, it's always positive with me. Well, 99.9% of the time I'm positive. When I am negative or I have negative thoughts or I'm just not in the mood, you won't really hear anything negative come out of my mouth. I do what I guess you would call a bit of self-isolation. Like I won't really hang out with friends. I won't really talk with anyone. I'll just hang out by myself and just unwind, you know what I mean? When I'm not in a good headspace, last thing I want to do is be around friends or family and just bring their mood down, right? So that's what I typically do. But for the most part, guys, I truly try my best to be positive and to, you know, just spread good vibes to everyone, right? And you know, I always repeat myself. I'm gonna say it again, but you truly never know what people are going through. So always be kind. Always be kind. Thank you, Olivia. I try to make them as entertaining as I possibly can, but I also try to make them a bit different. So it's not always, you know, thirst traps and abs and back and pecs sticking out. Sometimes I like to make goofy content. Sometimes I like to make sad content and, you know, pluck on your heartstrings a little. So, you know, I always try to give you guys something different. I don't want the channel and the content to be the same thing. I hope you guys don't mind, but yeah, that's just how I don't want you guys to get bored of the same old thing. I'm versatile. Thank you. I try. I try not to be boring for you guys. But then again, this probably seems boring, right? Just going for a little walk. I don't think that's that much fun for you guys. Yeah. There's, I would say, a handful of people in my life where I genuinely feel comfortable enough to, I guess you would say, just burden them with my problems, but that's very rare. Like I thank the good Lord always. I would say I'm a pretty religious guy. Like I'm not like a religious freak or anything, but But I do always keep God in my heart and I do pray. Um, but yeah, I'm very fortunate in my life that I don't really have problems. Thank God, I don't really have mental issues. I don't have health issues. I have a wonderful family. I have a wonderful support system. I have all of you to be thankful for. So there's not really a whole lot of things in my life that, that really get me down or that, especially like this may sound corny to say, but sometimes I do have bad days and sometimes I don't have the greatest days. But anytime I open up my social media, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, or anything like that, or YouTube or whatever, right? And I see your guys' messages, I see your guys' comments, it's like I literally feel like I'm on top of the world. Like I genuinely feel that. Like I feel like I'm like something else. I'm not me. So when I make nice videos or I reply to you guys and I show you guys love back, that is genuinely the best way I feel like I could give back to you guys. And it just goes back to what I said on my previous streams. A lot of the other content creators don't really engage with their, I guess, quote unquote fans, but I don't see none of you guys as fans. I don't care if you're following me. I don't care if you watch my streams and you never comment. Guys, listen, if you are just around me and you support me in any way, whether it's big or small, you are not a fan, and I will never see you as a fan. I genuinely see you guys as friends. And then there's the odd few you guys where I've had the fortunate, like incredible opportunity to know you guys a little deeper than the rest. Those of you, I'm not going to mention names, but you guys know exactly who you are. It may sound silly, but I genuinely consider you guys almost like family, right? So I'm definitely fortunate and lucky to have all of you guys. You guys are like the one thing in my life where no matter what's happening, no matter what I'm going through, I can always just open up my phone and be like, I have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing community that we have all built. Like I take no credit for this because without you guys, where would I be? I would be some random dude who just rides a motorcycle. The fact that I have all of you is like that makes me R1 villain, right? Without you guys, sure, I can say I'm R1 villain all I want. I could wear my logo on my shirt, go up and down the street as much as I want, speed, do stupid things, but I'm R1 villain because I have all of you guys. I have the most incredible supporters out of anyone in the bike community. And I'm not even just saying that, like, go look at your favorite bike content creator. Who has a better community than us? I don't think any one of them. Bye, Tracy. Thank you for stopping by. See, it's comments like that, Morgan. It genuinely, like, I could explain to you over and over again how it makes me feel, but it makes my soul feel good. That's the best way I can put it. It genuinely makes my soul feel good, knowing that I could make someone else like someone else's day better, and in return they make my day better. That's like the best thing ever, right? When you guys can just feed off of one another and just grow together. That's why I love this community that we have built, guys. It truly is something special. I would love that, Eddie. You are amazing. You are honestly amazing. No, no, I'm not Andrew Tate. Believe me, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. All my friends tease me about it because I'm sure most of you guys know that I'm bald. You see I have little indents here on my forehead because of my hat I'm wearing. But no, quite the opposite. Quite the opposite indeed. Thank you. My beard, I have quite a few white spots around my, I guess gray spots around my chin here. So I do dye my beard quite frequently, but don't get it twisted, you guys. I am only human. I do age. I do have gray spots on my beard. Thank you, JJ. Thank you so much for saying that. I try my best. I genuinely try my best to be good. You know, it's not the easiest thing to be good and to be positive and to be kind-hearted sometimes. I get that because there is quite a bit of negativity in the world, and sometimes no matter who you are, it does get to you, and I get that. But if you guys can, try your best. That's all I'm asking. Just try your best to be good, to be kind, and in return, guys, you will feel so incredible, so incredible. I'll tell you guys a story. I've had a number of people when I'm on the road just driving, they get a bit of road rage, they give me the middle finger, they cuss at me, and I never give them the same energy. Like I don't roll down my window and don't even engage with them. All I do to myself is I just give them a little prayer. I always say, God, whatever problem that he or she is going through, just help them. That's the best thing you can do. When there's negative people around you, don't feed it like their energy with more negative energy. The best thing you can do is either just ignore it, walk away, or in rare cases, you could maybe even stop and just have a chat with them, because some people who are negative and who are angry, all they really need is just someone to talk to. But I'm not saying you got to go and make everyone in the world feel special. I'm not saying you got to go solve world hunger, stop all the wars in the world. But if you guys can make at least one person happy a day, one person smile a day, trust me, you are doing good. Just literally make it a daily mission to smile at a stranger. Or if you're not around that many strangers, call a mom, call a dad, call your brother, call your sister, call a friend you haven't seen in a while and just say, hey, I'm just messaging you to check up on you. How you been? Like, being good and doing good in the world, guys, doesn't always mean you have to go do something massive, right? I love seeing bikes. I just thought I'd show you guys. Thank you, Haley. See, that fact alone, that I could inspire someone to be kind and to bring more good in the world, that's more of enough reason for me to continue making my videos and continue to be kind myself. Because I'm not perfect, you guys. I do have my days where I'm not the happiest, right? But you guys definitely help me out with that. You guys always help me out with that. My positivity, is a good amount of it is actually attributed to all of you guys, because how positive you guys are. You guys being good makes me want to be just as good or even better, and then you guys are going to want to be good, and then I'm going to want to be good, and you see what I mean? We just feed off one another, and we just grow as a community like that. So it's an incredible cycle. That's amazing. You're a teacher, Morgan. That's honestly amazing. Yes, I agree. Raw meat eater. A good amount of your energy and your mental outlook and how you feel, a good amount of it is attributed to your diet. So if you guys have the means to, guys, stop eating that processed stuff. I'm not saying you gotta become the healthiest person on earth, but just try to tweak your dietary choices. Be more mindful what you put in your mouth, because having a good diet, guys, putting quality foods in your stomach is definitely going to change your mental outlook and just make you feel better and more positive. So if you guys can, please eat the right foods. 19th year, that is absolutely incredible. Seriously, amazing. Of course. No, those are wonderful points you made, raw meat eater. I absolutely agree. But guys, I think this is where I'm gonna end the stream. I always say it, Thank you, everyone who came and stopped by. Even if you didn't comment, even if you just lurked, I still appreciate you, still love you. But what you guys could do for me is always show that love forward. Be kind to one another. Be positive. Be good to one another. And yeah, I just love you all. Thank you again. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next stream. Peace.